Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome back. I'm
Yes,
sure you did.
yes,
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening.
yeah,
We are both fully back from our individual vacations.
yes, we are.
I went first and came back, and I think we might have done, I think we did a podcast.
Yes, we did.
Came back. You were here, yeah, because then
Yes,
a few days later you left on your
yes,
vacation. So yes. So we're
yep.
all
We are,
refreshed and
we are back.
ready to go. Yeah.
It's already been a busy day.
Woo! Yes. For those of you who watch our paranormal channel, wait till you see Friday's video. It is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous.
It is.
Yes. Actually, the last two, we changed the format of how we clear homes with a client. And so,
Yeah, with the homeowner,
yep. Yeah.
I hope everybody wants to do it this way from now on because
Me too.
It's so good.
It's inspiring. It's educational.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everything. So last Friday with Andrew, this next coming Friday with Tanya, amazing, absolutely amazing. Both of
I really love having the interaction
yes,
with the homeowner while
yes,
it's happening.
yeah.
It's just amazing.
So what we normally do is have people send in video of their home, and then we do it that way, which is fabulous. Well, maybe not fabulous. It's really great.
It's great.
We do the same thing. We get the home cleared and everything, and then we have a post talk with those who want to do a post talk. Not everyone, not every homeowner.
No, not everyone does.
But this, Mari-Lyn and I are sitting together, and then the homeowner is there with just taking video. It's just so wonderful. Anyway, if you watch our if you don't watch our paranormal channel, we would encourage you to watch these ones. It's inspiring. It is a true showing of what spirit can do for us.
Mm-hmm.
It is, because Mari-Lyn and I are only 10% of it. We're just the mouthpiece that gets to say what's going on, and spirit does all the work, and it's amazing.
It is something else.
It's really changed some lives. Yeah,
it is something else.
So Mari-Lyn,
yes, Pam,
if I were to say, what would you think if I said to you, oh, I had this opportunity and I didn't take it. Now now I regret it, and it's never coming again. I will never have that same opportunity again, ever. And I just missed out on something amazing in my life.
Well, I would say, don't be so sure.
Correct.
Don't be so sure.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you passed on an opportunity that you are meant to take,
Yes.
you are meant to experience it, Spirit's going to bring it around again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think what happens sometimes, and correct me if I'm wrong, what we think is it's that exact opportunity. No, maybe it won't ever come along again. But I'll tell you, it's going to come back. It's going to look different, but it's going to be an amazing opportunity nonetheless.
And the reason,
back around.
Not the reason, but one of the reasons that you didn't take that opportunity is because that exact opportunity wasn't the right one.
That could be too. Yes. Yes.
Possibility.
Yes. Because it could be, I'm just in so much fear. I just, and then later I regretted it. Or maybe yeah. Like
maybe you didn't know
the one, and the better one's on its way in.
The better one's on its way. But maybe you didn't know until it was already passed. You didn't know.
Yes.
And that was a
Yes,
knock on the door. That
yes,
was a hello.
yes. And I have
Here.
had that happen.
How fast are you going to open this door? Oops, not fast enough.
Yes.
Not fast enough. So
Yeah.
then spirit
Yeah.
brings it back around again.
Yep.
Maybe again,
Yes.
or again,
Yes.
or
Yes.
again.
Well, I know for myself, well, I'll just toss this out there. This is
Okay.
like writing a book. How many times have we been asked? I know I've been asked a plethora of times to write a book,
Yeah.
separately and together. Like this is something, and there have been opportunities over the years to write that book, to sit down, okay, let's start. And I haven't taken that opportunity. Sometimes it was fear. Sometimes I didn't feel like I had enough time, whatever it was, or I wasn't good enough to write it. I don't know if writing, that's a pretty intimidating thing, right? It's really intimidating.
Yeah, it is.
So, but you know what? Over the years, spirit just comes back around and knocks on my door again and said, hey, are you ready for that again? So that opportunity, it's not like, oh my gosh, I missed it a couple of years ago. Spirit told me to write it and I never did. Here I am 3 years later, whatever, 2-3 years later, and I haven't written it. Now my opportunity's gone. I should have done it back then. You know what? I should, could have, would have,
Yep.
however you say
Coulda,
that.
woulda, coulda.
Yes, yes. And we hear that all the time with people with their jobs, or they had an opportunity to buy a car and they didn't take it and then later regretted it. And like that was the only time that was ever going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not.
Yeah. And how many times when we think that opportunity has passed us and we lost out and it comes back around.
Yeah.
How often is it so much better?
Oh, every time. Really, every time.
I think every time.
Because if I said no then, there was really something that I needed to get out of the way. I needed some healing. I needed a lesson. Something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This happens too. This is just what's coming in right now. Sometimes we'll take that opportunity and wah wah. It's like you think, what the hell did I just get myself into? This is just, I made such a mistake. Oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Yes.
This was so wrong. What do you say to that? What do you say if I were to say that to you? And I'm sure you've had clients say that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, there is a huge lesson in that
Yes.
to be learned.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's still possible that if you are meant to pursue, to do, to experience, it's going to be brought back around.
Yes.
In a different way.
Yes.
Oh, actually.
And you needed that hurdle.
That is not necessarily true, that it's going to be in a different way.
Sure.
It may come around exactly the same.
That's true. Yeah.
Did you learn the lesson? Did you learn what you needed to learn in order to now fully seize this opportunity and make the absolute most out of it?
Yes. There's always a lesson. Always a lesson in everything. And maybe the lesson was I said no. And maybe my lesson was in there. Was like, oh, I needed to feel that regret, or I needed to step back from it. There was something even in that. Like there's always a lesson.
Always.
Always. But if it's meant for you, it will come back around. Sometimes it looks exactly the same, sometimes not, but it's not lost. There's no lost opportunity here. I think that's a really awful way to, and we hear that a lot, at least I do. I know with so I used to more of the beginning of my career, I would do readings. And I think most people want relationship readings. That was like one of the biggest things, the most thing that I would do, is what's going on with my person? Are they cheating on me? Or, what, and let me tell you, if you have to ask that, yeah, probably. Or there's something here you need some healing or something.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons I got out of reading, because it just felt like this is not about the other person. This is about you. You need to deal with you. Anyway, there was a reason that I was going back there, and I sidetracked myself. Something about when I would do I know what it was.
Okay.
He's gone and I'll never meet another one. He was the one and he got away. Or when will I meet my one? Or they like there was some opportunity that they missed, or they should have married the dope that they just like, I should have married him. I should have married him. Now I'm unmarried. And when it's like,
and nobody is ever going to come around. I'm never going to find that person. I'm never going to fall in love again.
Yeah.
And
not true, not true.
So that's actually a really good segue into what was coming around creating our own opportunity.
Yes.
Because relationship wise, if we think we're never going to find love, okay,
there's
something going on in here. There's something going on inside that needs to be healed, that needs to be uncovered, discovered, maybe. And doing that inner work is going to create the opportunity for you to find that person that is just right.
One of the things that I think too is that I've been married for 30 years, you for, I don't know. Wow, I don't know how many, 30, almost 40?
Yeah, 30, it'll be 39 later this year, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 39. Woof. Woof. Oh my God. Okay. This is May.
This is May.
I have known my husband for 40 years.
Wow. Yeah. I've only known mine for 31.
Holy moly. We met in May of 1983.
Wow. Woo, that's a long time. That's a long time.
That is a long time.
You grew up together. Really.
Oh,
that's
man.
40. That's a long. I mean, I consider 30 years to be, we grew up together. Like, because we were in our 20s when we met.
We were in our 20s.
Yeah. We were mid 20s and yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Yes. Oh, wow. So that just took me out of this conversation, didn't it?
Yeah. Certainly took me out.
Yes.
Okay. Missed opportunities.
Yes. I know. There really are. There's always a lesson in everything. I know what I was going to say. So if you said no to that person, there was a reason you said no to them. First, there's something within you that still needs growth. It still needs some lessons and moving on, and probably that other person as well. I will guarantee you. But we all, this is where I was going. We have, oftentimes we have, I want my person to be this and this and this and this. And I want them to, have all the attributes, and I want this and this and this and this. And not to say that you can't have that. That's one of those manifesting things we talk about. That's probably not a good idea to be too Pacific.
Doesn't give spirit a whole lot of room to work.
No.
But
I often think that what happens is we have that person in mind. Well, if that's really the person you have in mind, are you the right person for that person? Like, have you grown to that point? Right. Would that person be attracted to you as you stand here today?
Brilliant question.
Right. So you might want to bring those quality, you might want to like not be so pickety, or if you are, but think,
that's a
what
really
do
great
I bring to the table?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if we have these very specific qualifications, that is most likely going to be a really high vibrational person.
Amen. And am I reaching that vibration?
Am I going to be on the same platform with them?
Right.
I
want to think about that one.
That is a really, really good point.
Yes. That happened a lot. There we go. There's where it comes together. I need to hold on. Let me do this real quick. The fan. I had to hit it. That was something that I started telling people that were, they want a reading, and so we do a reading, and they just did not want to hear that. That was actually, now that I think about it, that's when Spirit was really tapping on me about being a healer. Like, you're a healer. You're seeing this in a way of what does this person need to do to be the best version of this person, right? And so that was really, so talk about opportunity. Spirit was poking at me to be a healer, and of course I eventually did become a healer, but yeah. So I'm not sure how we got on that relationship thing. Maybe that's where we go with this conversation today.
Well, relationships. I think that whole topic of missed opportunity and relationships, I think, is huge.
Yeah. And I do want to say something. Since we talked about 30 years here, 40 years there, people might be going, well, what the hell do you know? You know what? Relationships are relationships. We have talked about a lot how both Mari-Lyn and I, a girlfriend relationship slipped through our fingers. I forever. Like, until we found each other, we didn't, and we haven't known each other for, 7 years?
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say that. It might be different, but that's the number I'm going to throw out there.
I don't know.
But it's not like we've been friends since childhood or this long time. And we actually came together, as you all know. We met when I was doing meditations, etc. And then we kind of really, it was kind of it was a teacher student and then a working, and you and I both shied away. We both wanted to have that good friend. I know we both did, because we've talked about it, and we both kind of shied away from it, but we were like, yeah. Because we had both been hurt so many times. And the pain was real. Pain's no joke. No joke. So anyone looking at us or listening and thinking, well, what the hell do you know? You've been married for so long, you don't know about this relationship thing, or what? Yes, we do. It may look a little different.
But I'm going to say, to be married 30 and 40 years, okay, there is a whole lot of relationship going on there.
Oof.
Because I am most certainly not the same person today as I was when I met my husband.
Oh, thank God I'm not. Could you?
Nor is he.
Correct.
And as many times as a person changes, to have each person in a relationship change, and you get to know each other again, and you relationship, and then someone changes, and then there's an opportunity for the other person to change, and then you relationship. I'm going to say what would seem to be a missed opportunity in that relationship is when the other person doesn't change. The other person doesn't shift.
That's very sad.
That is missing an opportunity. Yeah. Now, will the opportunity present itself again? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If that relationship ends, is that the only time you're going to have for a relationship? No.
No.
It comes back around.
And you know what just came to me when you were talking? There are so many people in our profession who are single. They didn't necessarily start out single, lots of divorce. I don't know what the percentage is, but the percentage of psychics and just anyone sort of in this, that sort of, not even professionally, just gets on their spiritual journey, pardon me, but definitely the ones that become sort of try to come into the professional realm, lots of divorces. It's huge. And there's something that you said that triggered that. I'm going to cough again.
Shifting. Because when one person begins to heal, even if it is just okay, forget it. Even if forget healing.
I was going to say, there are so many in our profession that are not healed. It's not about,
insight.
Yes.
One person gains insight.
Yes.
And they still shift, whether there's healing or not, they shift.
Yes.
And if the other person doesn't shift, oof.
Yeah.
That is uncomfortable.
Ugly.
That is uncomfortable.
Yes. And it's so this is something that I don't know if anyone talks about, and I should write this down. Starting your spiritual journey can be very selfish. You think of now we're not talking about when you decide to heal, like both Mari-Lyn and I, well, no, I'm going to take that back. I did not start necessarily a healing journey right away. You did, because you met me. So no, I guess you did not. All right, hold on.
I'm just going to put this out here. I'm a little confused.
Okay, you think you are trying to be inside my head right now? Okay, so when you get to the point where you can work on your psychic abilities, you can do all that, and not really, I mean, you're always on your journey, but you aren't awakened to spirit. Like really awakening to spirit changes your life. And there is some amount of selfishness in there because it's so fascinating. It's like finding a new hobby and that's all you want to do. And you can leave out it's easy to leave out your partner. One of the things that I know I did and Mari-Lyn did is very aware of that, being very aware of that relationship and making sure that, yes, we had this new hobby that's all you want to do. When especially when you realize that you're psychic and you're starting to develop, oh my gosh, what else would you rather do? There's nothing like, whatever. Yeah. But okay, so, man, that really took me out. That brought back some memories of, my husband having to come to me and say, there are two of us in this marriage, because all I wanted to do was this stuff. And I had to take a step back and go, wow, okay, yes, you're right. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to make you feel that way. I want us to move and grow together. And so I know you and I both did that. Like, okay, but it's true when we start healing, especially that healing piece, when we start healing, the other person, especially men do it differently than we do. They really do for the most part.
They do.
Yeah. Like I have to talk to you for 10 hours and get 5 healings and, before I could, and they just sort of shift with the energy. I don't know. They just do it differently.
They do.
They do.
They process differently. They release differently.
Yes. For me, though, there were some bumpy times in there when I first awakened and knew that, okay, this is really what I want to do. I had been doing paranormal stuff. I had been doing whatever, developing site, but it wasn't until I really grasped what it was that I was doing and the healing. I knew I had to get healing and change some things. That's when that awakening happened. And thankfully, I took the opportunity to, just not be selfish about it. Not be
I
selfish.
think for me, when I realized that what I was doing with you was really going to lead to where we are today.
Yes.
I had already had the benefit of going through sobriety.
Yes. I did not know you was a drunk.
No, you didn't. And going through that was very similar to what you were talking about of just always wanting to be with spirit.
Yes.
I had to focus on me and
Yes.
my needs.
Yeah.
And I think it's because my husband was so supportive in that.
Yes.
His support allowed me to not forget about him and not forget about the relationship. So I had already kind of had,
Yes.
I had already been through that dynamic. So it wasn't a huge leap to go, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But there are many out there who divorce or can't hold on to a relationship or whatever it is. And first of all, I don't know how many of those are really healing. How many of those people are really healing? I'm not sure. But this profession has its downside. You can really get, Mari-Lyn and I could do this 24/7 if we didn't like put down some boundaries and say, okay, these are the days that I'll work. These are the days that I won't at this time, like every.
And even that is subject to change.
Yes. Like we get someone that emails us and they have children and they have activity in their home. And we're like, oh, back up the boat. We need to stop. We need to get to this right now.
Yes.
Thankfully, too, our husbands get that. Like they know we're off helping people. Yeah. That we're not just, out having coffee somewhere. Well, yes, just ignoring them. Someone must need to hear this. Someone must need to hear that your spouse is not being unreasonable. That's what I'm getting. I think that's why I was taken down this road. Someone needs to hear, slow down and think about your partner. Think about how your partner is feeling. Think about what you had before you started, whatever this is that you've started. See the shift in you and how you've changed and how maybe they don't understand it. Whatever that is. And there has to be some negotiations. Like my husband and I have negotiated. There are times during the week. Those are like Friday nights. That's our time together, period. I do not like nothing.
I'll be messaging her and then I'll go, oh, it's Friday.
Now, sometimes something is going on and I'll have a chance to text or something on Friday nights. But for the most part, that's what we've negotiated. That's our time together. And unless we both agree, we don't do other things that night. That's our time together. And you have to have that. So someone out there, and I hope you let us know who you are, but you need to hear that. And that everything is negotiable.
I want to add to that. also give your partner a chance to catch up.
Yes. Yes.
More times than not, when we shift, we start to heal, we grow, whatever it is. There's a period of time where it's like uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes.
The partner is trying to figure out what's going on.
And not just intellectually, but energetically too. They don't always get what the hell's happening.
Yeah.
We don't always know what's happening.
No.
No.
Chance.
Yes.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Communication. Man, communication is so stinking important in any relationship, any scenario.
No matter the scenario. Absolutely. And home, work, whatever. Like it is,
communication is, I'm going to say, the art of honest communication has been lost.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so much of telling people what we think they want to hear.
Yes. Yes.
Which,
there's some moving there.
That doesn't get anybody anywhere.
No.
Being honest with our communication.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes you vulnerable.
It does.
It's that big V word.
Yes. Yes.
Vulnerability is okay.
It is. And if that's a true partner, you should be able to, I don't know if should is the right verbiage, but you should feel safe in being vulnerable with that person. Yeah. And it's not, I mean, because we all have wounding, but yeah.
And it's hard to be vulnerable, to speak truth.
Yes.
But the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Yes. And
most of the time.
Be honest. Yes.
I mean, I'll be honest. There are times it's still hard to be vulnerable with my husband.
Sure.
If I have to bring something up that's going to make me,
yes,
prove that I was stupid, or,
yes,
or to admit, this is the hard ones sometimes, is to admit that I was triggered.
Yes. Yeah.
And to, to talk about it and to say, this happened and this is how I felt. And
what's coming up is when I start, no matter the relationship, when I start blaming that other person, because I'm uncomfortable, so I start blaming, and I might use shaming language or just blaming someone else.
Right.
That was really mean of you. Why would you do that? Or I don't use shame on you anymore. That's one, thankfully, I've got rid of out of my vocabulary.
I think I have too. I remember saying that, like, I don't know, it was sometime maybe,
how dare you,
a year ago or something. Kind of I said, shame on you.
Yes, that's horrific.
I was devastated.
Yes. Yes.
Shame. Yes. I could talk forever about shame.
That's going to be a whole nother podcast. Shaming. We need to write that down. Shaming.
I think so.
Because that's, I think we've touched on
it. We've talked about shame.
Yes. But if you're upset with if that person did something and you feel some kind of way about it, that's on you. That's not on that person. Sure, that person may have done something that maybe wasn't kind or whatever, but it's on you. You need to look at you first.
Yes.
Before you look out and start blaming
and blaming.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And whatever that is.
Yeah.
And it's just, but anyway, I'm not sure how we got on the relationship thing, but we did. Someone needed to hear something.
Yep.
Yep.
That's how it, that's how it works.
That is.
We start talking and spirit leads us
Yep.
To what somebody needs to hear. And what was our original topic?
Missed opportunities.
Oh yeah. Missed opportunities. Yeah, missed opportunities.
And they come around again. They will, if it was meant for you. And really, I say this all the time, and you people are probably going to go, "Oh my God, Pam, stop! You talk about this all the time." Is a choice is just a choice. There really is no right or wrong choice that you make. Sometimes we think, "Oh shit, that was the wrong one," because the expectation of what was going to happen if we choose that didn't come to fruition. So then we think, oh, it was the wrong choice. That was the worst thing. No, nope. You made a choice and there was a lesson there for you. Or it took you in a direction. Spirit took you someplace that you needed to be, or you needed to hit that brick wall, or you needed to get hit by that car, or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't think, we talk about gratitude, which is so easy to be in gratitude when we're feeling good, but to be in gratitude for the crap that comes along, that's
for the bad choices.
Yes.
Because when you started talking about choices, I don't know if you saw, but I'm over here going, because I still have that bad choice mentality. No, seriously, how can I, and I know the answer, but in my brain it goes to drinking. Sure. And those were bad choices. I made bad choices. Yes. And I really have a really hard time getting past that, even though I know that they were all just choices. Yep. And you were meant to have every one of those experiences. I was. Every one of them. I was. Every single one of those bad choices. All of those. Really not for. Okay. Yes. I was going to say not for my highest good choices. But I was stopped no. Because every one of them ultimately was for my highest good. Yes. Yep. Yeah. And we can't have everything go well in our lives all the time. That's just absolutely freaking impossible. Impossible. Doesn't happen. Impossible. And I do think, not necessarily with our generation, but younger generations, they are now faced with all of the social media where everyone's putting their fake life out there, and you watch these people, it's their highlight reel, right? So you're watching them do all these fabulous things, and maybe they have money or clothes or a car or these fabulous relationships, or they're out having all the blah, 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 blah. You know what? Their whole life is not that. They're just showing you the snippets that are fabulous, and they're creating fabulous to put it on social media. And then the people watching it, think that there's something wrong with them, or they didn't quite do something right, or their choice was wrong, or whatever it is. It's really sad. I think younger people are really up against a whole new thing. What they showed me was the modeling magazines when we were young, when they did airbrushing, and everybody in the magazine, and they still do, but they looked perfect. Yes. And we really, as young women, and yes, I know it still happens. And the thin, there was a time when super thin was super thin. Yeah. And if you weren't super thin, then you were ugly, and you were outcast. Yes. And you were, bullied and made fun of. And yes, I know that still happens on a bigger scale, but I mean, we had our version of it. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. But for it to just be exploded, the the
on
way that
social
it
media, it
is with
has to be.
social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really rough for these young people coming up. I tend to think those of us who are older have a little thicker skin, but I mean, but I don't know. It's rough. Anyway, I'm not sure. How did we go there? I
am not
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
No. So, missed opportunities. We'll come back around again.
Yes, missed opportunities.
Now okay, I have a great one.
Okay.
I went through this one together. I had a practice in physical form, I had a physical location where I practiced as a healer, reader, paranormal medium, etc. teacher. And then I met Mari-Lyn, and at some point we knew that this is what she was meant to do. She didn't know. She was kind of duped.
I got duped, people.
Yes. And there were actually 3 of us that were going to go. I had a space. These other 2, so the other one, I'm not going to mention her name, no factor. And she was there, and then Mari-Lyn came in, and the 3 of us were going to rent something together. So we found this place. It was an awesome space. It was our last space.
Love that space.
And yes.
Miss that space.
Yes. Oh, me too. I really do. I do. Going somewhere. And so that other person she got freaked out and she ran away, and that was that, whatever. And yes. And at first that was really painful. It was unkind. She didn't give the why, anything. It was really kind of a sad situation. That put Mari-Lyn and I in the position where we really had to get to know each other and what was, going on. I mean, like I said, we had already been working we were kind of fighting the being friends thing. So this is really, because it was right when COVID hit.
Yep.
And then, so we're in this space. And of course, here where we are in the country, everything got locked down. It was just this shit show, this COVID shit show. And I lost a lot of my clients. Lots. It was really sad. And it was really, thankfully, I had enough to get me through. And then at some point, even though COVID was like over, we had an opportunity to go online. And we took that opportunity. Now, that opportunity had been knocking on my door long before that, and I just didn't do it.
Yep.
So that opportunity came back around in a new way.
Yep. And
Mari-Lyn and I took it. We took that opportunity. And we left that space, and now we don't have a space. I had, clients online even then. I mean, I have had clients online a lot, but I liked my physical space.
Well, it's kind of important when you have international clients to be able to work
kind of. I kind of fly to them all the time. Very true. Very true. Yes. Yes. Good point.
Yeah.
Yes. Touche. But it really changed. The way I do things just changed. Had I not taken that opportunity, I didn't take the opportunity the first time. Was it wrong? No. Would I be further along? I don't know. But I can't look at it that way. I can't think, well, shit, if I would have done that 2 years earlier, I'd be, maybe I'd be, because I don't know. I don't know where I would be.
No.
So opportunities do come around again. It wasn't a missed opportunity. It certainly would have, had I taken that opportunity, we wouldn't have rented that next space, which then COVID hit. And that was a struggle through there. Although you and I did years of healing. And we really got to know each other much better. It wasn't just a working relationship then. it was a solid friendship that everyone sees today and remarks on how close we are. People think that we've known each other for 20 years. It's like, no, really, I think it's been more like 6. But
yeah, I really, I don't know.
I know, I can't, I'm trying to do, I don't math in my head very well. But
I know it was not too long ago, and I said, we met 4 years ago, and no, it's been much longer than that.
Yeah, or I should say, but that's in physical space time. That's in 3D time. Like, because energetically, we've done so much with each other.
Yeah.
We have healed so much and worked so much. It's incredible. Yes.
Yep.
But yeah, those opportunities will come around again. They will. Part of it too is listening.
Woohoo, listening.
You have to listen. You have to listen. Because it wasn't like somebody came in and said, hey, you should be online. It wasn't that. I had to listen to spirit. The opportunities were coming through spirit, and I had to listen.
Yeah. And in order to listen, we have to get out of our own way. We have to step outside of our ego.
Yep.
And quiet that loud chatterbox in our head.
Yep.
Yes. Pay attention to what's going on around us and listen to what's coming in.
Yes. There's a lot.
It is a lot.
And everyone, I think everyone is intuitive. Everyone is intuitive about themselves. Yeah. As far, like, we're not psychic about ourselves. I can't tell you, like, that's people think because we're psychic, we know everything. Like, oh, like, let's say I go out and I have a car accident. Well, shouldn't you have known that? Well, I'm supposed to know this. Know that. What's happening?
Do you know how different the world would be?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
If we were psychic, if we knew everything.
Yes.
What would even be
people are just,
what would be the point?
So I don't think they really think about it. They don't really grasp what that would mean for us to know everything.
Right.
That would just be bizarre land.
That would be awful.
It would be. And we have to be human. We have to go through.
We have to be human first.
We have to stumble and fall and get ourselves into messes and do all of that stuff just like everybody else.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So,
stubbed toes, bloody noses.
Yes. Unfortunately,
bad haircuts.
the bad haircut. Yes. And for those of you who could see me, I had I didn't mean to have that much cut off, but it ended up short for me. Well, I had my hair cut like very short for most of my life, like even over the years short. And then I went back to having it longer, more like your length for many years. And then I just went, I wonder what it's like to just like grow it out. And I did. It was like, oh, what is this? So even though they say as you get older, you should go shorter, but yeah, I'm not playing by no rules. I'm not. No, sorry.
No, you gotta live by the beat of your own drum.
Yep. And boy, howdy, do I ever. And do you as well. Yes.
I try. I've worked really hard.
Yes.
At living to the beat of my own drum.
Yeah.
That's what you get to do when you can heal codependency.
Ooh, yes, ma'am. Yes, you do.
Because when you're codependent, whoo, boy, you don't want to talk about thinking you've missed out on opportunities.
Yes. And you know what the funny thing is? I think most codependent people think that they like walk to the beat of their own drum or whatever. I think they really have this sort of belief that they are just, really their own person.
It's a fantasy.
It's such a fantasy.
It's that fantasy land.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole land. It's not.
It is a whole. It absolutely is a whole land. We have to have that whole land. Otherwise, we would fall apart.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And I'm not judging here. I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And most people have some codependency in them and they don't realize it. Like, I think there's not enough. I mean, we know what codependency is, or we think we do, but really it's more pervasive than that. Don't you think?
Oh, yes.
I mean, because everyone has some in their chart somewhere in their life.
Somewhere. And it's one of those human things that I think everybody has to experience.
Yes. Yes.
And if you haven't, I'd love to introduce you to it. That was a little mean. I'm sorry.
So funny. Yeah. And narcissism is also codependent. We don't really talk about that. We kind of say it's kind of like they're two different beasts. And there is a different beast in there, but that narcissist needs you to feed them. That's codependent.
Yes. That is codependence.
They can't live without you doing whatever it is that you
yes. So yes, a narcissist is codependent. Are all codependents narcissists?
No.
Absolutely not.
You know who else is codependent? Earthies.
Oh, Earthies are the ultimate.
Yes. So for those of you who don't watch our Paranormal Channel, ghosts are
they're very, very codependent.
Without humans, they are nothing.
Yeah.
Yes. Very codependent. Ooh, codependency. I'm glad that you took the opportunity to heal that. And you have continued.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And I am so grateful that you were there to sometimes you were there to lead me on that journey.
Sometimes I was there to trigger the shit out of you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes you were there to say, hold up. You're trying to heal this and you're going to do what?
Yes.
What?
Now that's a good friendship. And she does the same for me. That's a damn good friendship. Yeah. And every time you get triggered, that's an opportunity to heal. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to evolve, to heal. Yes. If you, yeah, it absolutely is. And and something you and I do really well. Well, I'm not, I will speak for myself. I am a catalyst for triggering people. I do that as a healer. I trigger the crap out of people.
Yes.
Yes,
I can do the same.
Yes.
And it's okay for you to speak about me in that way. It's okay for you to say she's damn good at triggering people.
Yes.
Because I am.
Yes.
I have always believed in truth.
Yes.
Brutal or not.
Yes.
I have learned how to speak brutal truth without being brutal.
Well,
once upon a time I didn't.
And I'm going to say sometimes though, we think being brutally honest is really the way to go, or we think that's a really good thing, or I'm such an honest person.
Yes.
Really, you're either bypassing.
Yes.
Or right, that's a big one. Bypass, or you're triggered.
Yes.
And you're really saying it from a place of anger, or I want to hurt that person, or whatever.
Fear. Yes.
Fear. Yes.
Yes. So that would be fair to say that I have learned I don't have to speak truth out of fear and anger.
Yes. Yes. That's a better way to say that. Yeah.
I don't have to speak it in spite.
Correct. Yes.
But I do speak brutal honesty sometimes.
Yep.
But now I can do it out of the place of love.
Yes.
And education.
Yes. And I need to hear it when you do that to me. I mean, I'm always grateful. Yes. And you, as well as I, own our shit, which is not always easy to do.
No, it's not.
If I snap at you or I say something, whatever, I will, when I come back to apologize, just saying I'm sorry. Let me say this, just saying I'm sorry doesn't mean squat. Own it. This is what I said. This is where that came from. And I am so sorry. That really had nothing to do with you. Or maybe it did, maybe it reminded me of that. And so I had the opportunity to get triggered and let that out, whatever that is. Just own it.
There's also, though, owning it and not knowing where it comes from.
Yes.
Because I know that I have said things and then gone, the hell?
Yeah.
What? And then Pam, I'm sorry. I really don't know why that came out so mean.
Yes.
But
and
once again,
yeah,
an opportunity to heal. Then we look at it, we explore it, and then it gets healed.
Yes, which is just so beautiful. Another opportunity, and there are many missed opportunities in those areas because our ego gets involved, and then I don't want to go apologize to that person. There's that.
Yep.
And I have gone back to people, and I have done that. I was like, hell no, I'm not apologizing to them. I don't want. I'm uncomfortable putting myself in that situation, or they're going to take it wrong, or however I choose to bypass that.
They're not going to apologize back.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I do that one anymore, but I have. I certainly have. Yeah. It used to be that way. Yeah.
I don't anymore. I don't.
But yes, that is
because that's not why you apologize, right? You don't apologize to get an apology.
Yeah. And speaking of apologies, remember that Will Smith, when he I don't watch those award shows or anything, yes, but everyone saw the slap, right? I mean, it was on everywhere.
So
he came out and he apologized. And with that apology, I remember thinking, so there's 3 ways to receive an apology. You see it, you hear it, and you feel it. Now, he is a very good actor, very good actor. So he was able to say it, and so we could see it and hear it, but we didn't feel it. We did not feel it. It did not come from a place of real apology, that place that he really felt bad, that he really understood what happened, and he was bringing that in. And there might have been a certain amount of him that was, I mean, it was a really horrible thing. I think he knew that, and he was apologizing for making this big spectacle and everything, but that real heartfelt thing. So I think when we apologize to someone, it really comes in 3 ways. The person receiving it has to see it, hear it, and most importantly, feel it. That's the most important one. I have to feel that connection, that you are really making this amends. And yeah, I don't know why I went down that road, but I didn't think of spirit. So what do you think? Does this feel like a good or a little more? I don't know.
Well, let's see.
Have we talked about missed opportunity enough?
Missed opportunities and apology.
That's really what we meant.
Well,
and that is an opportunity.
It is.
Apologizing
just for the sake of apologizing is a missed opportunity.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. And there's always, that is a missed opportunity that never goes away. You always have that opportunity.
Always.
To apologize with a heartfelt giving.
Ooh, I like that. Heartfelt giving. Yes.
Yeah. And if it isn't, then don't apologize.
I agree. I remember once I treated this woman just terribly. It really wasn't very kind of me. And so then when I went back to her to apologize, I didn't want to be friends with her again. I didn't want to stir up anything, but I wanted to apologize. So I said, I don't remember how I said it, but I drew that line and said, I really don't want to re-up this, whatever this thing was.
Sure.
But I want to apologize because it wasn't kind of me at all. And I really felt that. I really, really felt that. I don't think she really accepted it, but that's on her.
But that's her lesson.
It is. But
that's her lesson.
I really did feel that. I felt terrible the way I treated her. It was awful. It was not kind at all. At all. Yeah. So I took that opportunity. Now, did she take the opportunity? That was up to her. And I really don't know if she did or not. She may have at the moment just kind of like whatever, but then later accepted it. Or like looked into that or anything.
In those missed opportunity moments where you've done something, you know, it wasn't right, you know, it hurt the other person, and you are dead set, I am not apologizing.
Yeah. That's a missed opportunity.
Okay.
Right. Yes, it is. Absolutely.
That's okay. Who are you hurting?
Yes.
By not looking at it and not owning it.
Yes.
The only person you're hurting is yourself.
Yeah.
You're holding on to some resentment. You're holding on to some fantasy, to something that is really only holding you back.
Yes. Now, here's something that just came as you were talking about that. My mother was a narcissist. We all know that. I talked about it. Apologizing to a narcissist can get you into a whole new, because they take advantage wherever they can. So for those of you out there maybe dealing with a narcissist, and you can heal without going to that person and apologize. Like if there's some consequences that are just not going to be for anyone's best interest if you apologize. And that does happen. Like I said, my mother, oh brother, if you went to her, she knew she had you. As soon as you went to the I'm sorry thing, and I would have to apologize for things that she did. I mean, we all know narcissists. That's, I had to apologize for everything. There was a time when I was able to stop doing that. But any of you out there who are dealing with someone where the consequences would just be too big, but you still want the opportunity to heal, you can still do that without going to that person. Someone needed to hear that. So yeah, it is possible. Now in AA, there's some sort of like living amends or something that you do. They have some way of explaining, like
living amends. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you've done something that apologizing for would cause more damage.
That's a good way to say that. Cause more damage.
If there's no way to apologize.
Right.
I remember a story of someone who had hurt an animal while they had been drinking.
Oof.
And there was no way to apologize to this animal. And so they made a living amends by, and I'm sorry, I do not remember what it actually was, but it was something like giving,
got really dark.
Buying dog food or buying food for a shelter, donating money to an animal shelter, something like that. That was their living amends that they did on a, a semi-regular basis, to make amends for the harm that they did to an animal one time when they were drinking.
I think that's
living amends can be changing your behavior. Healing.
Yes. Now with us, with healing, we have a way for you to energetically speak to that person. If that's that you want to do it that way. I've done that many a time.
Yes.
Or, we all know my mother, we did not have the opportunity to heal at all when she was alive. It wasn't until after. Yeah. But yes, I like that living amends. That's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Take the opportunities to heal when they come up. That's an opportunity you need to take. But if you don't, it'll come back around.
There is always the opportunity to heal.
Yeah. There really are no missed opportunities, I guess, is what we're trying to say.
No. So you suffer a little longer. Okay.
Right. Well, and people might think, oh, well, say my mom and I, there was a missed opportunity because we weren't able to heal before she died. Well,
exactly.
No, I got so much more out of talking to her after she died than I ever would have if she were still in her deva here.
Right.
Yeah, that spirit that was my mother in this lifetime. She and I, we're good now, which is weird. I never thought I would say that. But it's true.
There was a time where I never thought you would either.
Remember, we would be doing a healing and there'd be some mom issues come up and she would come in and I'd be like, get out.
Nope. You weren't having it. You were having none of it.
Nope. And there were a couple times she kind of came to you and you were like, sorry, Jesse, she's just not, like, it's not happening.
Not today.
Nope.
Not today.
Yeah. And thankfully she kept coming back until that time that I was healed enough to do that. It was really beautiful. Yeah. So there's never, it doesn't matter what you think your opportunity is that's gone.
Nope. It is never the last time if it is something that you are really meant to experience, to do.
Yeah.
It comes back around.
Always.
Yep.
So I think we leave it at that. What do you think?
I think so.
Yes.
That felt good.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And those of you who are watching, look how dark it got over here. It got really dark outside. I don't
know if anybody has noticed me periodically just smiling. There is thunder happening back in the hills.
We love thunder. We want the showers too to go with it.
Yeah. The
muggy is here though. That's gross.
I did not get to experience a really good southern thunderstorm while I was on vacation.
Darn it.
And so when I heard the thunder rumbling back here, I was just all, thank you.
I get one now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah. Is there something else? I don't know. It's like I don't want
I want to say we really hope you tune in next week.
Yes. Yes. And if you really want to be inspired, honestly, go to our other YouTube channel, TCS Everyday Psychics, and watch last Friday and this Friday, depending on when you're hearing this, but so it would have been, I don't know what the dates, but
so May 12th and May 19th.
Those are amazing. We changed our formatting, so it's new formatting for us. Amazing healings. Absolutely. Just, we're still sort of befuddled in a beautiful way. And so grateful to have the opportunity to be multidimensional energy healers.
Oh, absolutely.
Whew. So good.
Absolutely.
All right. If you want to know more about us, tcseverydaypsychics.com. We'll get you there. And we hope
you can contact us through that website. There is a contact us form.
Yep. For whatever you want to contact us about. Yeah. All right.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.